Hi everybody, I'm Kim Rose. I'm 27 years old, a wedding planner, a project manager, a people developer, and the founder of Think Mental Health Jamaica. I am a mental health champion, and this journey was inspired by my own experience, as well as the realization that stigmas associated with mental health have caused many damages to individuals who have, whether they've been diagnosed or are simply living through whatever experiences they're having. I was diagnosed in 2015. That was my second year of university. I had my first panic attack around the time of my diagnosis. That's what sent me to a therapist. And that panic attack was triggered from years of repressing a very traumatic experience I had in 2010. I, like many countless women and girls, not only in Jamaica, but around the world, have experienced something so wrong, so damaging. And that really changed the direction of my life. Whether it's a good way or not, I think I have used my experience to really propel me into what I'm doing now. So I'd say it has changed my life, but I've chosen to make it good. My diagnosis came after years of anger, shame, distrust, feeling unsafe, feeling as if my body didn't belong to me. The reason someone thought it was okay to do what they did. So after allowing all the emotions to fester, I finally broke. 5 years. I was able to get through high school after the experience, being the A student, being the teacher's pet, achieving, all because I was able to repress. But I'm here to tell you that repressing doesn't help, because at some point it boils over and you have to deal with it. So when I went to therapy for the first time, I didn't really speak about my experience on the first go. I knew I had a lot to unpack, a lot to unlearn, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions to go through. And one of the best advice I got from my therapist at the time was to focus on me, focus on healing myself, and just being kinder to myself. Because whether we want to accept it or not, a lot of women who have gone through what I've gone through, we blame ourselves. Unfortunately, it's not our fault, but we get to the point where we blame ourselves for what happened. And then the victim shaming comes into the picture and it just gets worse. So one of the big steps I had to take, or rather baby steps, because it really was just a lot of baby steps, was just learning to love myself regardless of what happened to me. Just learning to love every part of me, owning my experience, changing the narrative. I decided that I was no longer a victim, I was a victor. And it was at that point when I started my therapy that I saw how freeing it was to share what I've gone through. From talking to my therapist, it went to speaking to my friends about my experience and being unashamed about seeking therapy and seeking help. Because that's another thing that we want to highlight. It's okay to ask for help. The stigmas make it very difficult to reach out, but we want to change that. It's okay to ask for help. My own experience, as well as what I've come to realize people think about mental health, really encouraged me to launch Think Mental Health JA in 2018 because I wanted to use it as a platform to highlight mental illnesses, promote mental well-being, give people some hope, help them to find where they can get help if they need it, where the information is, and just to rethink the way we currently think about mental health, because I honestly think that more can be done and we really need to change. So currently, I'm not on medication, but what I have been recommended to do is just take care of myself. And what I do are things which people should, I believe, should really invest in. Exercising, whether it be yoga, stretching, going for a walk, pursuing things which you enjoy. So hobbies. For me, I like to paint. I like seeing my own creation. I think I do get a little artsy. So I like to paint. I like to create things. I also meditate, and that was more recent, like 2 months ago. The benefits have been amazing. So I would encourage, if it's just 10 minutes in the morning, perhaps at lunch, you take a 5 minutes before you go to bed, just meditate. And a big part of my care is really being more mindful. So being mindful of what I consume, because even what we eat have an effect on our mental health. It's true. So changing our diet in a way that supports our body and our well-being. We're living in a crazy time right now. With COVID happening and isolation, we know what isolation can do to us. So I was very, very keen from the start of this whole thing to stay connected with my family, because I know that's the only way we're really going to pull through it. So connection matters. Whether it's your family, your friends, your colleagues at work, because they too are going through it. So stay connected. Managing COVID also means just sometimes taking a break from social media. I have done a social media cleanse, and it really changed, how I felt, especially when there was a lot going on in the news, and still is. Taking a break from social media has been very helpful. I want to highlight that even though throughout the course of our lifetime, some of us may never be diagnosed with a mental illness, we all have a mental health, right? That means we are all susceptible to having bad days, to having down mood, to just feel out of it. And it's okay. What I want to encourage you to do is to stay in tune with your emotions. Be kind to yourself. Reach out to others. Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it be from your family or asking for professional help. See how it is that you can help other persons. Like myself, I have decided to use my experience, my knowledge to really enlighten and to really educate other persons about mental health, the importance of mental health, how we can care for our mental health. And if you are ever curious about mental health in general, you can check us out on social media. Think Mental Health JA. We have resources to help you get through tough times. And I also want to highlight that you don't need to wait until you're having a tough time to really focus on your mental wellness. You don't have to wait until it's bad. Just while it's good, make it better.